Yo, what up, people? I completely spaced on what I was doing over here. Usually I'm in the background sharing the show, and by the time I realized I was done, it was like at the final countdown, and I'm just out of time. So this is the Put in the Book Show, Season 8, Episode 15. I'm Steve. He's Keith right there. He's muted right now. Rodriguez is not. You're not muted. Rodriguez is not here. I just didn't want you to talk right just yet. Rodriguez is off today.
I wasn't talking.
Rodriguez is out today. He's scouting. I heard Rodriguez is out visiting the Diamondbacks, scouting them, visiting the Mariners. Seattle. He's out in Seattle. He's doing world tour stuff for the show to try and get some more talent within those organizations so we can win a championship finally for the first time since 1986. But reeling it back in. What are we going to talk about, Keith, today? We're going to talk about the rotations getting healthy. Some of the bats are starting to get going. Trade deadline's coming up. Alvarez is back. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Rudy Perez. Yes. And we will do all that and more right after this. Put up the bullets! All right, welcome on back in. Yeah, give the signs, Keithykins. Okay. Got me hyped. I don't need more hyping up right now. I'm pretty hyped up out there. Keith, what's going on, sir? How's life? How's life treating you? Mets are winning again.
Thank God. And ironically, everybody that is a good team in the major leagues, we're also on a bad streak at the same time, so we're still up there in the top tier. But we're having a really nice year, but it's really painful when they go on those losing streaks.
Yeah, first place, New York Mets.
Lindor's not 0 for 30 anymore.
Yes, Pete. Yeah, those are the two things that I kind of you start seeing it come together, and now Soto hopefully will follow suit. But let's rewind just a little bit. I know we talked a lot about him last week, but now it's in our rear view. What did you think about the David Wright day? First of all, A+ fans getting out there early, making sure that shit was packed at the time of the events, not like Keith Hernandez's day a few years back where everybody was still in the parking lot.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that, right? I echo that sentiment. A+ to the fans. In the rain, they still stood there too, chanting his name. Great job by the fans. As opposed to Darryl, Doc, Keith Hernandez, the fans didn't do such a great job, but also, I want to say the Mets did a super bang-up job putting this together. It was all around great. It was short. It was sweet. It was emotional. It just made you reappreciate what David Wright meant to this organization, and as a fan, what he meant to us.
It was crazy, and I mentioned to you guys. There's something about Jose Reyes and David Wright hugging that gets super emotional because that was the group. Reyes came up, and then Wright came up the following year, and they just held down the left side of that infield for the next X amount of years. Injuries notwithstanding.
You mean the pimp?
Yeah.
Are you crying? Are you crying?
A little bit. It got a little dusty wherever you were watching what was going on with the pregame ceremony. So and it was the video montage that they did. The five in the center, the outfield. Everything was just A+. His kids there, front and center, his wife there. the teammates that we, like the obscure Mets, Michael Kadire, just being out there, like you know that they were really good friends, but that was something that I had forgotten about. I was like, what the hell is Michael Kadire doing there? Oh, okay, all right, they were pretty good friends.
Until they said his name, I was like, oh crap.
right. And
Cliff Floyd, as Rodriguez said, with the cartoon voice.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Cliff Floyd. What was going on with that? But that man looked like he could have take left field and
hell yes,
still get some assists out there.
And he Wright credits a lot of his early development to Clifford.
Mr. Clifford he was a good Met. He had a couple of bad years though, but he was a good Met.
I know there's a lot of different things you can remember about Cliff Floyd, but I just remember a night. I don't know who they were playing. I just remember they were down big in the ninth inning, and he hit a home run for the Mets to come within one. And Howie said that is a huge home run and a rally killer all in one, because it had been a bunch of hits in a row, and they lost it. They didn't. That was as close as they got. So he was like, it was a rally killer because it killed the momentum.
You know what? I don't agree with that, because if the bases are empty or the bases are full, you still need to go up there and do your job.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was funny. You know how he goes.
Yeah,
Producer Joe, what are your thoughts on the captain ceremony?
I was so happy that the Wilpons aren't the owners anymore.
The one boo bird out there.
Hold on. Can we pause at that, Joe? Everybody take a deep breath.
Exercise the demons.
Absolutely. No Wilpons. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, just that is all I kept thinking about watching that ceremony. It's got class, it's got style, it's respectful, no expense too much. Bring his family, his friends, and just the Wilpons didn't have that class. I kept thinking about that. And then, even Wright has more class than myself, because he even thanked the Wilpons for giving him the opportunity. But oh my God, did that place boo the Wilpons name?
Yeah.
Well, and how we chuckled. How we had a chuckle out of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's credit to Wright for at least thanking them for bringing them up initially, but that's all I kept thinking the whole ceremony, like the whole Gooden and Strawberry, and it's just we're such a better organization. We're not ashamed of it, and it's something to be proud of, and that's all I kept thinking about. I'm like, I'm so happy the Wilpons aren't the owners right now, because this is being done well and classy and very un-Wilponish.
We could probably do an hour show just talking about the Wilpons and the stupid decisions they made to ruin the Mets, but we'll save that for another time and just say I agree with you, Joe, 100%.
Bunch of assholes. It was pretty great. The guys, even the guys up at the top, when they unveiled the number, they hugged afterwards, like, job well done. Did all, and
what's up with those guys, dude? They were there for the whole ceremony.
Yeah, they were still there. They were in the background.
Every time they showed the number, there they are, having beers, smoking cigarettes. I'm like, God, didn't they think they're gonna keep showing that 5 over and over again?
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, those guys.
I hope they weren't drunk up on top of the.
Nothing would shock me. I mean, they were all wearing, all the harnesses, for safety, but. Man, those guys were having a party up there. It was.
Isaac called us the dynamic duo, Farace.
We're the dynamic duo today instead of the treacherous 3. I am. Yeah, and after much complaints from Keith Hernandez, they redid all the numbers to clean him up. He had talked ad nauseum about how dirty some of the numbers had been, so they cleaned those up before the ceremony.
But I agreed with him. It's not something you necessarily.
Oh yeah.
Do, but some of the old ones sitting up there, they were just like the dirty roof on a block. Like, what the hell is going on here? Can't even read it.
They took care of business though. They got up there and clean it. All right, and then so on to baseball. That game in particular, let get away from us. That should have been one, as I think producer Joe said in our chat. The team should have been running through a brick wall to win that game for the captain. And just the look of his fandom when Soto hit that ball that went like 3 feet foul, and he didn't realize it until a few moments after the fact. He was like, yes, and then you see his face just change. Oh, it went foul. But just to see the fandom and the captain still lives in there.
Yeah, it reminded me of when he was a player in the dugout. He was the biggest cheerleader in the dugout. Fist pumping, like he was just such a class act. I mean, I wish we could duplicate him and throw him on third.
Oh, I do want to bring up one other thing. I don't remember what day it was, but they had Joe Torre was at Citi Field at the game. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Gelbs was interviewing him, and he was, talking about how much he admires David Wright, and he said that there's absolutely no doubt that he was on trajectory to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He compared to the likes of Mattingly, which I think we've heard that a ton before. Keith Hernandez to Mattingly because they were both first basemen in New York, great hitters, and David Wright to Mattingly because of the spinal stenosis. Unfortunately, that sucks. Always, it's always going to be a what if. Like David Wright.
Do you feel the need to talk about the Yankees? Is that what it is?
Wow. Joe Torre's at our house talking about our guy.
I'm okay.
I was going to let that slide, Joe, but you're absolutely right.
I feel like he's looking for a reason to bring them up. I'm not. I don't know.
Here we go.
Carry on.
Yeah, this is what you're making me do here. Not even ready for it.
That was good, Joe. Perfect.
All right, so that Red Series, we knew going in that they had been a different team since whatever date, and they just exposed some of our weaknesses, and we still weren't hitting at that point. Lost 2 out of 3 to the Reds, but then here come the Angels, and they're absolutely stellar defense.
By the Yankees yesterday? I had to talk about it.
Oh, what? You just did that. Yeah, like there's 4 errors. Very beautiful. Major league leader in errors is their Volpe guy who's batting .212. That's the guy who they tout.
He's a future
current and future douchebag, along with the rest of the team. Angels, hits started to fall in. In that second game, Lindor hit a couple of them that were up over 100 miles an hour, but right at people. Pete also, and then you get the next game. Lindor gets a couple of hits. Finally, for the love of God, gets hits. Standing ovation by the crowd. Great job. They didn't turn this into a big situation, even though his part of the lineup has been a dead zone for the last between him, Soto, and Pete over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, but 3 weeks. What was funny, Met fans, and I appreciate this, perfect way to handle it. When he got the first 2 hits, they all started posting on Twitter and everywhere else. Lindor is officially 2 out of his last 2, batting 1,000. So that's the right way to handle it, because okay. So first of all, I saw Lindor during that streak. He looked like he was just over trying, if that makes sense, trying to swing at everything. And then yesterday, he seemed more like Goose Fraba, and he was just up there and he was just trying to get bat on ball, and he got a couple base hits, drove in some runs. It looks like he's gonna be back because Lindor is such a professional hitter and player. Once he starts hitting like that, I think he's off to the races again.
One of the games against the Reds where it was late in the game, they were down. It might have been that game where they scored 2 runs in the 9th and they got the bases loaded. Oh. And I thought that at bat that he had at the end of the game was a good one, and that he you could tell on the pop up to right field that he knew he just missed it. Like he was on it, he just missed it, and that would have been, if he connected with it properly, it would have been gone. but he flew out to right field. He got pissed. You heard him scream, and then adjustments get made, and you can't keep a hitter like that down, just like you can't keep a power hitter like Pete down with that 3-run bomb in the Angels series. First of all, Nimmo has a higher batting average now than both Soto and Lindor. Remember, he was down in the 220 area. He's bounced way back.
He's chasing all 3 of the big guys now for home runs.
Yeah, and he's got the average. So remember, we were talking about how he's sacrificing. But that's the thing about Nimmo. Nimmo will adjust to wherever he is in the lineup. He's a completely different hitter in the 1 hole than he is the 5 hole. But he's been the one guy who's been hitting at the top of the lineup.
A lot of my fans get upset with Nimmo. They complain about him. This guy is the new Mr.
I don't get it.
I mean, he's a Met. Like, you stab him and he bleeds blue and orange, literally. You got to appreciate this guy. Even when he's
1,000 games in the Met, he just
believe in him.
Surpassed 1,000 games, over 1,000 games as a Met. He just surpassed that.
Wow, who's got the lead on that? I wonder. I'm gonna just stay quiet and we'll have dead air while you look.
Yes.
Yeah, he's. I mean, he's magnificent. What does your mom call him? The happiest player on earth, or
yeah, something like that.
He's a. His clubhouse presence, his on-field presence, is a lot more quiet than others, but his hustle and ability to just get out there and get it and put his body at risk to make plays.
I think that's great.
Things like that is something you really have to take into account before you judge him.
Isaac, I think that's pretty good. Nimmo is Dykstra with class. Hard nosed with hard nosed, does everything the right way.
Less stolen bases maybe, but the whole attitude, he's nails with class.
He's 11th now all time on the games played list as a Met with a 10-10 wins. Number 1 is Ed Kranepool. David Wright, number 2, 1853 for Kranepool, 1585 for Wright. Then it's Reyes, 1365. Buddy Harrelson is 4th, 1322. Jerry Grody is 5th. Cleon Jones, number 6, and Dad, 7th. Hojo, good to see Hojo out there. Mookie Wilson, Mookie, Darryl, Fonzie, and then Nimmo. And then after that is Mazzilli and Piazza. Big Pete coming up. Big Pete's got 51 games left to get to 1,000.
That happened before the end of the year. Wait, how many? I think there's like 60 games left, or 61, or 59, something like that.
That'll be pretty cool having 2 current Mets with over 1,000 games played with the Mets.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like getting into these conversations, so it's just a quick comment. Hopefully Pete gets a chance to play even more, but let's enjoy the season. People get too much into that crap. Let's enjoy the season.
No, for sure.
Get a championship, baby.
Kevin Francis. Daniel Murphy, 9-0. What? Daniel Murphy's got to be everywhere. He's on the field for this thing. Did you hear in the press conference? I thought it was funny. It was Murphy, and I thought it was funny. So it's funnier than usual. But he was talking about how he could beat guys. And David Wright was talking about how he could beat. I forgot who in a race. But he said maybe not you, but definitely Murph. And he was like, "Man, how did I catch a stray? I'm just sitting here in the corner." Or Ray Ordonez played 916 games with the Mets. More than Keith Hernandez.
Let me hear you say Rayo.
No. Keith Hernandez played 880. Jeff McNeil's at 869, so he'll catch him this year too. Interesting. All right, so we get a little break here, get a day off. Let's talk pitching real quick. Pitching is getting healthy. Minaya went six yesterday, or did he go 5?
5.
It was more than the 3 that he pitched his first time out. But with Minaya, I mean, he gets so many swings and misses. That's his pitch count is going up. So he's
Ever since he went with the sail arm angle, he's been getting a lot of, from the middle of last year all the way through now. He's getting a lot of swing and misses. It's very impressive.
he
And I
made
have to
Trout
say-
look like a little leaguer. Trout.
He did. And I wasn't mad at seeing Trout getting a home run. I like Trout as a player, especially because we won the game. Otherwise, he'd have to go F himself.
Except for he's a douchebag Philadelphia douche. Likes the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Anyway, sorry. But
And as David Wright says, we hate everybody from Philadelphia.
I have a friend at work who is from Philly, and I told him Wright's comment.
He's not your friend. You're friends with somebody from Philadelphia, Brian Hump.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But he after I told him, he said, and that's why I like David Wright. you don't yes. But anyway.
Okay, so that was definitely not Brian Hom because he would say such a thing.
I seen Brian Hom the other day, and he's like, I was like, yeah, I ignored him. But I was going to say real quick about Minaya is he struggled a bit, but you could tell he's coming back because even when he struggled, he fought through it. And we've said this on the show a million times, and probably everybody else in baseball. When a pitcher struggles and fights through it without giving up runs or minimal damage, that's a sign of a real good pitcher. And he's just getting back in the majors for like, 8 months, 10 months? So good sign, man. And he's only going to get stronger down the line. He's going to have a minimum pitch count. He's going to probably 100 innings pitched by the time we get to the playoffs, maybe a little more. Let's go, baby.
That's probably the best part. Listen, the Mets are in first place, and they were without Minaya until now. They were without Senga. They're top 2 guys, top 2 pitchers in the staff, and then everybody else crumbled. Canning out. I always want to call him Pelfrey. McGill. Pelfrey always goes top of mind when I see McGill for whatever reason.
Similar build.
Yeah,
I don't have the mouthpiece.
Right.
You are a mental case.
That's absolutely
What's
true.
that on your hand, Faraji? Let me see. Take your hat off. Let me
my 5-year-old went crazy with Band-Aids all over me.
I think that's awesome.
There was some abuse. There was some abuse in the making of all this, but
what he hit you with a football bat?
Also, and two boxes of Band-Aids.
$29.99 at your nearest.
Yeah, right. All right. Who else? We got. What's this guy's name? Help me out here. Blackburn. So, hey, not that we think very highly of Blackburn, but depth. And this time of year, it's important. And these guys are gonna, as the trade deadline comes closer, you're bringing back guys like Buto and what's the lefty's name that came back from Tommy John, and he's looked good in the pen. Brooks Raley. Brooks Raley.
Yeah.
Raley. Brooks Raley is back. So those are two. You're bringing all these guys back around the trade deadline. I know we joke about it every single year when there's an injury. Trade deadline, All-Star break around that time. But now you're bringing these guys back at the trade deadline, and this moves us into trade deadline stuff. So, Keith, what do you rank in order? So, three needs. Let's put that out there. Depth for starting pitching, definitely bullpen, right, and then maybe a bat, a DH, or a center fielder, something along those lines. Where would you rank?
Definitely bullpen. That's
in your mind.
Yeah, bullpen's. You said top 3, right? So bullpen is definitely the obvious. And not that the bullpen is bad or we have bad pitchers out there, but I think we really rode them so hard for the first half of the year that we need a little relief. A fresher arm.
Need a little relief in the pen, huh?
The relief pitchers need a little relief. How do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
Tums to tums.
Yeah, remember Davy Johnson's commercial. So anyway, yeah, I think it would be helpful, especially like, and we may have that within, right? Blackburn may be able to go out there and be like the long middle guy to give everybody a little bit of a break. Every couple of days he goes out there and throws 2-3 innings. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I would like to see the bullpen addressed. Secondly, hey, if we can get a starting pitcher, a solid starting pitcher who consistently throws 7 innings, 6 innings, that would also be great. And lastly, I would like to see a center fielder. I love Tyrone, but I don't think his bat is making it. I think he's more of a late inning defensive replacement kind of guy. I'd like to see, and unfortunately we lost Siri, who isn't like a great hitter, but at least he had a little pop on his bat.
He's having some legitimate problems with setback after setback with the setting of that bone.
Yeah, it's a shame, right? Because he's easy, a 15 plus home run guy if he gets regular play, which is, and his defense is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So I would like to see us maybe upgrade that position without sacrificing too much glove. Don't know what that looks like, unfortunately, but that would be really nice.
So
Armstrong.
Don't do that. But to your point, and that's kind of what they've been doing the last few games with McNeil in center field, and Taylor coming in the 8th inning as defensive replacement, with like Beatty going to second, and there's so many different alignments right now. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. Is number one, I think, and Raul, what's up, sir? Mets had a rough spot and they're surviving. Exactly what, yeah. Mets in the back, couple of relief pitchers. So they're the Mets are tied to like 3 or 4 different relievers, whether they be setup guys or even end of the bullpen guys that have closed games out.
Yep.
So I know I've seen that they're heavily involved in that. On the starting pitcher front, there are a couple of interesting names out there, and the one that I find most interesting, and outside of DeGrom, because I think that would be a cool little move there. Fine. Mitch Keller for the Pirates. He's got like a 3.35 ERA. He's 3-10, but we know better than that. It's the Pirates. He's got 3.48 ERA. His WHIP is like 1.08. Like that.
Wow.
I don't think that it would take a whole lot. I know the Pirates are forever trying to get young, but out of all the starting pitchers, I think he would take the least, and I think he's overlooked because with the Pirates, Dylan Cease from the Padres, he's gonna cost. I feel like he's gonna cost more, and he's not had a good season. And I don't know that we're looking for a pitcher who needs a change of scenery. I think we need established guys. And he's great. He's been great. He's having a down season, but I don't want that down season over here. I would rather take a chance on like a Mitch Keller, and the other name out there is Sandy Alcantara, but his ERA is 7.14.
They've been talking about Sandy Alcantara a while now. I totally do not agree with it. The kid from Pittsburgh, it's Stearns. Stearns has a philosophy, and he'll give up something, but he I don't think he's going to give up what it takes to get that kid over here, because it's going to take a lot of prospects.
So here's the latest that I heard from today was that the Diamondbacks and the Mets are visiting each other's spots and whatever. Double-A this, and Met scouts are over there, and they're talking about Eugenio Suarez in a bigger deal, because the Diamondbacks are, seems like they're open for business now, just like the Orioles are, and they expect to get a lot of these guys out there. Eugenio Suarez is having an insane season, average, pop, everything. Here's the question. because what I read earlier was that the Mets are willing to part with some of the young infield depth. So, who are you most willing to give up out of the young infield depth? So you got Beatty, who's having probably the best season out of everybody. Mauricio, Acuna, and Vientos. So there are some insiders that think that one or two of those guys could be traded in the right trade, obviously.
One or two. That's tough, right? Because Suarez is what, 34, 33, something like that?
I have zero idea, but he's up there. He's up there.
Okay, yeah, and so that's where I have issue. Like, is he that much better? I mean, I know he's got home runs in the 30s. I know he's got a crap ton of RBIs.
But do you look at this as a Cespedes type? Now, I'm not saying there's no realistic expectation of anybody having a Cespedes run for us or anybody else again. But is that what this Mets team would be looking for? Okay, this guy for this year gets us over the hump, pushes us that closer to being a championship team, and we have an abundance of infield talent that could help us land Suarez and a pitcher that can under control.
Okay, so
and not just a rental. One rental, one under control. That's what I'm proposing.
Maybe I'm smoking a little too much, but here's how I feel. I think this lineup is one young hitter away from just being an amazing lineup, right? And we really haven't seen the top four guys all click together yet. So I think that's going to happen. And I think Alvarez coming up super hot, or Vientos looking like he may start swinging the bat a little better. I'm not so worried about the offense. And I think we'd be remiss to give up some talent for an older guy who might be a 1 year short timer with the Mets.
Well, in that scenario, it would be a pitcher coming back too. Diamondbacks have a few pitchers that
yeah, but if Suarez is
that have some control,
I feel more comfortable having a pitcher as the headliner if we're going to start giving up some youth. That's just how I feel, because I don't think Suarez. I don't know. Like, I feel like our lineup is going to start clicking, and we're going to go on a tear. But again, I don't know.
I hope you're right about that.
Or what?
Because there's nothing more frustrating than this lineup getting guys on and not being able to drive these assholes in.
I just have this feeling it's going to change, though, Farace. I mean, come on, look at the guys we got in here. This can't go all season. And if we get one of these younger guys to step up, it's going to – our lineup's going to look completely different. If Alvarez can hit half the way he was hitting in AAA, and it looks like he might, because his 2 games, he looked really good. 2 games? I think 2 games.
And they've made really adjustments. Good.
Huh?
But I just a question. He went down to the minor leagues, not being able to hit,
Right.
and with no interpreter. He comes back hitting with the interpreter. Use the interpreter. We're baseball fans. We're superstitious. Keep the interpreter going.
Yeah. Let's take a step a little further, and let's think about why was the difference. Was it something that he just got a swift kick in the ass by being sent down? Or was there a hitting philosophy or approach that he changed due to different coaching? Yeah, I'm not one to always blame the coaches. Remember Chili Davis, the whole Chili Davis stuff? I'm not.
He was promoting.
Yeah, but was it something when he went down there that the other hitting coach was able to kind of see a little better? You're doing this wrong. Like, I haven't seen a side-by-side comparison of his batting approach from before and after, but is there something that's different? Is it the coaching that changed his approach? Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I want to answer that question with something that you just reminded me of with the coaching part, and that is the story that David Wright told about after games. Keith Hernandez would meet up with him and they'd review his at bats. I've always wondered, Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling are up there and they're pinpointing these things out. Do they go down and tell these guys these things?
I
And
think
that
they do.
yeah, I remember, but I remember well with that's another thing with the Wilpons. Remember Keith Hernandez and these guys? They didn't feel welcome to. You remember that story from?
Yeah.
It's back like 10, 12, 13 years ago, whatever.
I
But
know,
Keith
but I
Hernandez,
remember.
yeah, they made mention that they didn't feel welcome. So
Yeah, but how can
that
you
just
get
clicked on me.
legends who were amazing at what they did and are willing for $3.99 to go down there and just talk to these kids?
They take these things to heart. Like, look at James Dolan. He threw Charles Oakley out of Madison Square Garden and banned him.
Yeah, I mean, well, Dolan
Ungrateful
is
pricks.
work, but
He's an idiot.
yeah.
All right, but let's bring it back into baseball. Isaac says Alvarez was rushed back from his injury too soon. That could be, but it like kind of lingered into this year though. Last year was his we talked about him last year when he was out, and then when he came back is when the pitching turned around. So we knew that he was handling, maybe at that point he's just this too young of a guy. He's handling the pitching staff, and he lets his his hitting suffer for it. So
I do.
Whatever the case may be, superstition right here next to me. Bring the interpreter out at all times. Even though I'm very jealous that he goes out on the field and he celebrates after the game. What is he doing? Why does the interpreter need to be celebrating with the team after
that one guy, right? It's the same guy.
Yeah, but he's out on the field with the rest of the team celebrating. Like he did something.
Lunchroom where they serve all those steaks and.
All right. All right. We have 7 days, 1 week, just under 7 days because it's 6 p.m. trade deadline. And we'll see what the Mets come up with.
Yeah, I'm curious to see because even though we were in this kind of situation last year, but it was more towards like end of August into September that we were like, oh wow, we're a playoff team. Now it's like we know from the start of the year we're a playoff team. So it's going to be interesting to see how David Stearns handles this trade deadline. It's the first time really, and the reason why I was going from last year to this year is to point out it's really the first time we're going to see Stearns as a Met in the Mets front office in this kind of situation. So
to stack on, right? Terza says, "Do you want Suarez, who's 34?" It depends on who's attached to it. If it's just Suarez, I say no. But if it's Suarez and a starting pitcher that we can get back, and we pay, Stevie Cohen pays Suarez's contract off, so we don't have to give as much as far as talent is back and concerned. He got creative last year and the year before that, and he will this year. Raul says Alvarez mechanics were out of whack, batting and catching wise. I think he needed an adjustment. Yep. The Jays go back to back. Terzio, we like to hear that. Terzio, the other team. All right, let's take a look at what's coming up here. West Coast trip, as I stated on our last show, that producer Joe is going to be upset with me because of the times. We start off in San Francisco, starting tomorrow night. I think it's a 10 o'clock game. Do we have pitching matchups yet?
Yeah. I think the first 2 days.
Yeah, we have some. Hang on. Hang on.
San Francisco, San Diego, and it gets more interesting now because you don't know who's going to be where. All right, so tomorrow night we start off 10:15. Woofa. Hey. These are the games like Keith will disappear for a little bit and he'll jump back on at like 12:30, and we'll be right back into it with the seventh inning. We're back together. But all right, so tomorrow night we got Clay Holmes, 8-5, 3.48 ERA against Logan Webb, who's been good for a few years now. San Francisco started off hot. They've lost like 18 of the last 28. Devers since coming over has not been good, but I don't want to. Let's knock on wood because they'll turn it all around on us. Webb 9-7, 3.08 ERA. Saturday is another night game, 9:05. David Peterson. Over the last 37 games, the only guy who's gone surpassed 6 innings pitched, 6-4, 2.90 ERA against Robbie Ray. Target out there. Let's see if San Francisco kind of falls out of it. 9-4, 2.92 ERA. And then Sunday, another night. We don't get any day games, bro. It's a ESPN game. Senga, 7-3, 1.79. Not an all-star. But the guy who started 5 games for Milwaukee. He was on the all-star team. We don't know who's pitching for San Fran. And then back around to San Diego, Frankie Montas, who's pitched well the last couple of games, 3-1, 4.62 ERA. I think he has taught us a valuable lesson. Don't worry about the rehab starts, no matter how big your minor league ERA was. And I mean, he's not one that we're going to depend on to get us going here as 5-starter. But it doesn't look like San Diego has all their guys.
That's fact, Jack.
That's so San Diego is. We'll see what they do with Dylan Cease, but they're right in the thick of it. So I don't know if it's just he's going to be a free agent and they don't have any plans to resign him or whatnot. But what say you on this the Giant series here?
Giant series, it scares me a little bit because Webb and Ray are really good pitchers, and our starting lineup tends to struggle against top line starting pitchers. I think the key of those games are going to be us running up those pitch counts and getting to the bullpen. I would like to think it's really tough. I would like to think we're going to win 2 out of 3 against the Giants.
I'm with you.
That's a tough call.
I like 2 out of 3. I think I do think going late July and into August. I don't know what the weather's like out there, but it's usually kind of getting the chilly nights and whatever, and the ball doesn't go as far. And we're all night games, so it's no day games for us. But I like what I saw out of Pete in the last few games. I like what I saw out of Lindor. Even when Soto is struggling, he kind of hits the ball pretty hard. Nimmo's been playing well. Squirrel has been hitting, and now Beatty's been more consistent than he has been. We'll see what Alvarez gives us, but I think the lineup is going to start turning it over here, and with the health of the starting pitching and the less dependency on the bullpen and Diaz, this could be a nice little stretch run for us.
Yeah. The West Coast a lot of times are make or break. We can. I think the Mets seem the new Mets. I'm going to say the new Mets, right? Since Cohen and Mendy and everything else, we seem to step up to the occasion more often than not. As a Met fan, I'm not always used to that, so I become automatically skeptical. But I think these new Mets are going to come up big in the West Coast. I'm a bit of a homer because I'm a Met fan, but I'm also giving my honest opinion. It's going to be tough. We can possibly lose 2, but I really, truly believe we're going to come out of the Giant series 2-1.
Yeah, producer Joe, what do you think against the Giants?
We have a swagger back right now, so I think we're gonna swagger in and we're gonna win both series. I think we could put the Giants back in their place. We should win 2 out of 3. I would like to see a sweep, but 2 out of 3 is, realistic. And yeah, I say we take 4 out of 6 over the weekend.
I like that. Over into next week because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we get another Thursday off next week. I like that. That helps for our scheduling. I appreciate the Mets cooperation there. Producer Joe, the price is right, says Terzio. What do we got that? We got Happy Gilmore coming up in a couple of days on Netflix. Happy Gilmore too.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. Oh, stop it! Happy Gilmore is amazing.
No, the Price is Right theme. That's what
Because Terzio.
yeah, because Terzio
You
says
suck, you jackass.
Jackass.
so great, man. That's you know what. As soon as we're done with the show, I'm gonna go out to watch Happy Gilmore, the first one again, for the 7 million gazillionth time. All right, so producer Joe said 4 out of 6 in the off season. The hell just happened to me? Over the West Coast trip. Keith, continue on. What do you think about the Padres series? We don't have many pitchers showing up except for one for our guy, and I think that has a lot to do with what San Diego is going to do at Cease. You think we do 4 out of 6
I don't know what
on the
they're
West
going to do
Coast?
with him, right? But I'm pretty sure it's going to look something like Mania, Griffin Cannon.
Poor guy was having a great season. He was going to be comeback player of the year, no doubt. Did you come from the worst pitcher in baseball to what he was doing?
Yeah, him getting hurt was a little sucky. So I think listen, San Diego is a good team too, but I also think we're taking 2 out of 3 from them, and I think I echo what Joe said. We're going to come out 4-2 from this road trip, and that's huge. It's a big ask and it's a big prediction. But I think we're capable of it, and I think to Joe's point, we're going to put some of these West Coast little wussies back in their place, baby. Woo!
Terzio says my ex-wife said she can put a big smile on Happy Gilmore.
Whoa,
That's pretty weak. That's pretty weak. He's out of practice.
He is. He's not in mid-season form. That's for sure. All right. Well. I think we've all got 4 out of 6 for the West Coast trip. I think we got everything covered here. Keith, what you got anything? Any bit of motivation, some positivity, maybe a little Wakata for the fans here on the way out?
I just want to say for the first time in a very long time, I'm rooting for the Yankees this weekend.
Forever. Oh. Who are the Yankees playing this weekend? Phillies? Are they playing the Phillies?
Yeah, so I'm actually rooting for 3 this weekend. Painful,
no, you can't do that. Just root for the Phillies to lose. You don't root for the Yankees to win. Just root for the Phillies to lose.
Same thing.
It's all the way you see it. Semantics.
I want to obviously give a Wakata to the whole entire West Coast teams, even LA. I don't care, Angels, all of you, even Oakland, because you're still out there, even though you don't call yourself Oakland. Wakata. Bitches.
Sacramento.
But I just want to say that I think we're going to see a really nice 6-game road trip. I think we're going to see a lot of home runs coming off our bats. I know we all want to see strings of hits, but it's not happening. It's not the type of team we are right now. We're going to see a lot of home runs. I think we're going to run up some scores on these little punks. And the Mets are going to come back a game and a half in first place. Let's go Mets.
I like that. We need a little bit separate. Half a game is really causing me some agita here.
I know. It's like leapfrog. It's like, come on.
Just stop it already. These guys are a bunch of bums. Schwarber, they're just not likable. That team is just not a likable team.
It's really not. Unless you're from Philadelphia.
Bryce Harper is the most unlikable person. Douchebag. I don't care what.
So Philadelphians love
birds of a feather. They douche together. Stupid football team, a stupid basketball team. If they've got a soccer team, they're stupid too, and their fans suck. Isaac says they'll split 3-3. Producer Joe, what do you got here on the way out?
I was getting ready to put up a really funny baseball-related Coldplay meme, but I guess I'll skip that. Yeah, no, man, but we're back. We're hot. What a roller coaster. Long stretch of ugly, but I think we're out of it. And we're getting guys back. It's a lot of reason for optimism. Dog days of summer coming. I gotta just plow through it, and let's go Mets.
Every good team has had this last stretch as ugly, right, Joe? I mean, it seems like
Muy.
Boy.
Yeah, the Dodgers just lost what? They just lost eight in a row.
Yeah. The Dodgers
Yeah,
shit
that's
the
right.
bed.
Deuces.
Yeah, and
The Tigers.
and
The
out of
Tigers have
all of
not
it,
had that.
you got to remember the Braves are still 10 under. The Marlins are ahead of the Braves.
The Braves are still in the league.
The Nationals are catching up to the Braves.
I saw where the Braves might start selling off some
Selling?
pieces. Sean Murphy, I saw. Ozuna potentially. So get Ozuna the hell out of here, dude.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that guy.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. All right, that does it for us this week. We got the off day, nice little relaxation today, and then we got this West Coast trip that it's nice over the weekend at least to get one day where you get a victory out of the way nice and early in the day so you can enjoy the rest of the day. But no, this is just going to be if you got the Friday night game, you get that victory, and then your Saturday's golden until game time, and then same thing for Sunday. It's all night
Going to be a
games.
lot of nodding in between innings.
Yeah. What just happened? What happened?
Yeah.
What? Where? Who? What? Who? What? Where?
They scored 2 runs.
They're down 8-1. What the hell happened, Joe?
MLB app box score. What happened?
Yeah.
It's a reality.
All right. But yeah, that really does it for us this week. Keep you updated on what's going on with the Mets. Rumors galore, bound to happen over the next week or so. We'll keep you updated on the Facebook group, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. Your sister's ass. Take us out of here, Joe. We'll see you all next week. Peace out, everybody.